Earlier today, our government announced changes to the HST that will reduce the tax rate from 12% to 10% in 2 steps. These changes will increase income taxes on big businesses from 10% to 12% to help make up the revenue shortfall, and provide transition rebates to families with children, as well as middle and lower income seniors, to help make ends meet until the new rate comes into effect. In British Columbia, the HST is not just a bread and butter issue. It's also a matter of public trust. The trust that has to exist between citizens and government has been shaken badly by the way the HST was introduced. The HST seemed to come out of nowhere with no consultation and no listening by government. I shared the anger many of you felt, and I said so at the time. 2 months ago, when I took office, I was determined to take a new, respectful approach that involved listening to people like you, then responding and taking action. And that's exactly what we have done with the changes to the HST. The changes announced today are the product of extensive public consultations. We also listened to an independent panel of expert economists and tax experts who provided sound analysis and advice. The independent panel told us the average family was paying an additional $350 a year with the HST. And people like you told us that simply wasn't fair. I couldn't agree more. I believe the HST is worth keeping because it cuts red tape, it encourages investment, and benefits industries as diverse as film, mining, manufacturing, and forestry. It creates jobs, and with the uncertainty that continues in the U.S., our families need job security more than ever. But you deserve fairness too. And that's why I asked the Minister of Finance, Kevin Falcon, to find ways to make the HST fairer for families and to live within our balanced budget plan, while still preserving the job creation benefits that are so important to BC's economy. I'm proud of the work that my team did to listen, then change and redesign the HST. And now we've taken decisive action to make 3 significant changes to the HST. We will cut the HST from 12% to 10%. The tax will go to 11% on July 1st, 2012, and then 10% in July 2014. We'll increase the general corporate income tax rate on big business from 10% to 12% of net profits. We'll also postpone the planned reduction to the small business tax rate. Because the rate changes will take time to implement, we will provide one-time additional relief in the form of transition checks to help those most affected by the HST. Parents will be receiving $175 for each child. Senior citizens with a family income of less than $40,000 will also receive a transition check of $175. These changes are anchored in 2 ideas that are just common sense. BC families should pay less tax, not more. And we have to balance the budget so our children aren't saddled with more government debt. One benefit of keeping the improved HST is that we'll be sure not to incur the $1.6 billion in payments to Ottawa, and we will keep BC's money here in BC. With these changes, the average BC family will go from paying about $350 more tax each year to coming out ahead by about $120 compared to going back to the old PST and GST. In other words, voting for the HST with these changes will save you money compared to going back to the PST and GST. These changes will also bring about a fairer balance. Big business will pay a bit more, and everyday British Columbians will get a break. Small businesses will still enjoy the reduced paperwork and hassle that comes with having one tax system instead of 2, and we believe all businesses will benefit from increased consumer spending due to the HST rate cut. But it's not good enough for me to simply promise these changes. We need to pass them through the legislature so you'll know exactly what you're voting on. The Minister of Finance will introduce these plans into motion shortly, and I've also asked him to work with the federal government to secure these changes into law. The HST was designed to spur job growth and strengthen the economy, particularly our ability to increase exports and create well-paid jobs. That's what the economy is all about. It's not about statistics or abstract theories. It's about families and helping people live a better life. Our families need job security, You need a tax policy that won't break the bank. I think this is what the improved HST offers. And finally, I'd like to thank you for your patience over these last 2 months while we embarked on this extensive consultation and review exercise. I inherited the HST, and I didn't want to rush into any changes or to make small changes that wouldn't go far enough. I wanted to take the time to get it right, take the bull by the horns, and make big decisions that will strengthen the finances of BC families. I think that's exactly what we've done, and I hope you'll agree that we've responded to your concerns. But that's for you to decide this June. It's in your hands, and that's where it belongs. Thanks.